Hey classmates, it's Tuesday. So this week's theme is crazy teacher stories, and I'm gonna jump right in on some of my teachers this year, who, I wouldn't call them crazy, but I would call them awkward. Starting with my science teacher, who is, interesting. On the first day of school, he was talking about how we need to be more engaged in class, and I was sitting next to my friend, who's a guy, and he was talking about this, and he kind of looked at him straight in the eyes and said, "But how can you be engaged if you don't have a girlfriend?" And obviously he was making a pun, but at the time it was so it just looked so much like he was just asking him, like, "You don't have a girlfriend, so how can you be engaged in my class?" Like, as a serious question. And it was a very awkward moment. And then he asked him if he knew what a boneless chicken was, and he was like, "Is it a chicken without bones?" And he's like, "How do you think that they get the chickens boneless?" And he said, "Do they take out the bones?" And he said, "No, they grow that way. They grow them on the farm, and you just see them flopping in trees and puddles over fences and stuff. And you don't want to be like a bunch of boneless chickens in my class. You want to pay attention." And then there's my history teacher, who I actually really, really like. But I think our theory is that, like, he got spoken to about being too inappropriate in class, and like offending people or something, because apparently he used to be very, like, he used to say whatever he wanted to and it didn't matter. But now he's so overly careful about not offending anyone with anything that he says. He points out the fact that these things could be a tiny little bit offensive, and you would never have thought of them that way until he says them. Like, he was on the first day, he was talking about how we had to work hard in his class, and this is AP European history, so it's a lot of work. So he was talking about how you only live once, and you really need to live it to your fullest and work hard and do well in my class. And really, all of the successful people in the world go out and do work every day and have jobs. Well, of course, unless you're like a housewife or something, which is of course a lot of work, and I don't want to say that it's not, it's fine, but other people, and I was just like that. I wouldn't have even thought of that as being offensive to housewives by saying that successful people go out and work. And another time was the same thing. He said, "You only live once." And he said, "Oh, except I don't know what your religious views are or whatever, but for the most part, daily life, you only live once on this earth that we know of." It was like really, I don't know. And there's my Latin teacher, who's British, who likes to do all these, has these little British isms that he brings to the class, which are always really funny. And the funny part is I know a lot of them just because I watch, like, Alex and Charlie, and I watch Doctor Who, and so I sort of have an ear for them. But even some of them throw me off, like how he handed out, like, paper clips, and he went, "Oh, everybody take a trombone." And I just thought that was hilarious that he called them trombones. And it's just little things like that make the class interesting. And I have a lot more stories from past years, but this is getting kind of long, and so yeah. Anyway, bye.